Right. So started off yesterday. So we did a few chords, a couple of extra ones. So you've obviously got the basic ones down already, which is nice. And then we went on to the pentatonic scale. So we'll just have a quick look at the chords we did first. So obviously you've got your five major chords: A, C, D, E major, and G. Then the three basic minor shapes. You got A minor, D minor. Now I wasn't sure if you'd come across D minor before, but basically if you're coming at it from an A minor, you can just take this whole thing down by a string and then bring the third finger up a string. So it's first finger, first fret, first string, second finger, middle finger on the second fret of the G string, third string up, and then uh, third finger, third fret on the B string, second string, and then of course E minor. Then you get the rest of them. Let's say you want a B minor, you could take it. You could take A minor, switch it around. Play the same chord but just without your index finger. Then you've got A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, and whatever other minor chord you want. Now, let's say you wanted a G minor. Well, then you'd have to, if we were to count up, you'd end up on the 10th fret here. Now, you may or may not want to go up that high, so then you just use a different shape. You start off with E minor, so it's E down here, E, F, F sharp, G minor, and the same logic applies for anything. So then a couple of other random ones. So you've got D7 there. There it is there. It's basically like an upside down D. A7, A major with the middle one open. Now keep in mind that the fact that it's open is kind of neither here nor there. What's important about it is that it's been taken down 1, 2. You take that A note in the A chord down 2 semitones or 2 frets, and you get A7. Now, if you were to take it down by only 1, you've got A major 7. So we'll get into so that's just a couple. A C major 7 as well was one we did. There's C. Take this one down by 1. C major 7. So that's just a couple of random ones just to get a feel for those 7 chords. But what I really want to get into is talk about what a 7 chord actually is. So that way, in theory, you can figure them all out yourself, which is generally a better way of going about it. Now, going up the fretboard, then we had a minor 9, which is a really nice chord. So let's say we want D minor 9. So there's our root note there, 5th fret on the A string, which gives a D note. So it's going to be barring the first 3 strings, in this case on the 5th fret for a D, getting the D string 2 frets down from that, and then on the same fret as the third finger, this one comes in here. So it's a bit of an awkward one trying to get. So the challenge here is getting this note here not obstructed by these two, right? So there's D minor 9. Then if you want just a 9, which is kind of your typical funky chord, then this one just comes up by 1. Then we had the Jimi Hendrix chord as well. It's E9 sharp 2 is the technical term for it. So that's just up here, 7th fret on the A, 6th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G, 8th fret on the B. So you can hear that in Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix. So it's that one there, and then G, and up to A. Okay, so that was about it in terms of chords. So with those, just kind of knock them about the fretboard and see what you come up with. But one thing I would say is just you should always keep in mind, which one is it. So I mean, you can get the shape right, and it sounds nice and all, but it's important to know, well, which one is that? That's a minor 9 chord, so you know the shape, but where is it? So there's an F note there, so that's F minor 9. Okay, so yeah, fire them about, and just every now and then have to think about which is it, because if you don't know that, then applying them in a way that actually makes sense with other music around you is going to be a lot more difficult, obviously. So then we moved on to the pentatonic scale. So if we do it in, let's just do it in E minor for now. That's kind of I suppose, the most obvious key you could do it in. So 2 notes on every string. the first of every two starts on the same fret each time. So you got a straight line across the bottom, and from there you're going up by 3, and remember, down, up, picking. It doesn't have to be down, up, down, up, down, up all the time, but just, avoid going down, 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 down. You want to be efficient with your movement and not adding in extra movement by going down, bringing the pleck back around, and then going down again, right? So down, up, then, so up by 3, up by 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. And you want to just play that up and back over and over again, just to really get it to a point where you just don't have to think about it. You can just fly through it, and you just know it's there. Okay, so a couple of phrases we did on that then was the another brick in the wall one. That one is, so establish these two, top and bottom note here. As I said, this is 15th fret, 12th fret, but I'll call it top note on the B string, bottom note on the B string, so that way you can do it, in any key. So pull off, come up with the pick on this one, and back down again. So up and bend, and if you can get it with just your middle finger, fair enough, but generally you would use at least 2 fingers for a bend like that. Then we're coming down here, little staccato note there. So staccato just means you hit it and you kill it. Just hit it, and then just take the weight of your finger off it. And then, so bottom note on the E string, then top note on the B string bent up by 2. So that's... Okay, a couple of other ones then. So that's bottom note on the D, hammer to the top, bottom note on the G, hammer to the top, bend. And remember, just if you're in doubt as to, how far up you should be bending, it's a 2-tone bend, or well, 2 semitone bend, or in other words, a 1-tone bend. So this gap here, that's a semitone, and that's a tone. So we're going up here. So, and try not to overbend like that. It's better to underbend than overbend generally. So like this gives you that kind of bluesy kind of vibe, so there's nothing wrong with that. But this, you don't want that. That sounds a bit all over the place. Okay, so then you could take that down further. Now in this, so you don't want that, obviously, so you have to change it up according to the shape of the scale. So those 2 strings are just up 2 frets, so we can just keep it like that. But this one is up 2 frets, and this one is up 3 frets, so we just need to take it down another string. Both of these are up 3 frets, so that's going to be... All right, and then back down. And try to get used to barring here as well, because you got this big straight line here, so it makes sense to just lie instead of going and hopping over like that. If you have to hop between strings like that, it's not going to be as smooth. So if you just put them both down, same again. But remember, this is only 2 frets up, so we're not going to go. That doesn't make sense. So but the main thing for now is just play the scale. Yeah, so you're constantly kind of getting used to, knowing where the pleck is in relation to the strings as well, because, that's something, you need to be able to feel that out without having to look, The pentatonic is great for that. It really just makes it second nature, makes it so that you can sort of feel your way around more than anything. Okay, so that's about it for now. And there's loads in that, obviously, and so there's playing the scale, there's the few phrases we went through, and more importantly, there's wandering about the scale yourself, hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, and bends. All right, I'll see you next time.